bolster. So when you're ready, we are going to come into a comfortable seated position. If for any reason your hips today, like the knees are up higher than our hip points, so I'm going to spin around. If the knees are higher than the hip points, I encourage you to have a seat on your block or have a seat on something that's stacked. As you allow yourself to have a seat, take a full breath in through your nose, and then exhale, sigh that breath out. Inhale through your nose, and then exhale, release and sigh that breath out. One more cleansing breath in through the nose. And then exhale, open mouth sigh, release that breath. Taking your tongue, maybe moistening or licking the lips, begin to press them towards one another. And then draw that breath in through the nose. And exhale, release the breath from the nose and soften the lips. Allow the palms to rest wherever they're the most comfortable. Close those eyes. Create a big giant smile this morning with your lips, with the cheeks lifting up. And then as you exhale, you can relax the features of the face. Start dragging the breath back and forth through the constriction of the throat. If this feels too intense in this moment, then just breathe naturally. What other rhythmic breath feels the best for you today? Notice how you can begin to lift through the crown of the head as your shoulders relax and roll away from the ears. Feel yourself anchoring or grounding through the sits bones. And if you need to peel the flesh apart and then ground down. Any movement that your body's craving in this moment, take it. Perhaps it's dropping the chin towards the chest and tracing that collarbone from right side to left side. Or it can even be twirling the head in a full circle in one direction and in the opposite direction. Working your way back to stillness, keeping those eyes closed, neutralize the gaze so that the chin is parallel to the earth. Placing one hand at your heart, bringing the opposite hand over the heart. Breathe in through your nose and out of the nose. Allowing yourself to bring a centering thought into your practice today. Perhaps it's being receptive and accepting of all things. Welcoming with joy, contentment, and whatever it may be. Your mantra for today's class: I am receptive and accepting of the present moment. I am receptive and open to the present moment. As you draw this next breath in, allow the air, our life force, or this prana to invigorate all aspects of our body and of our mind. And as you exhale, sigh that breath out, letting it go. Taking notice how the heart releases as the breath releases. Either keeping your eyes closed or fluttering your eyes open on your next breath in. Circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. Take that gaze up if your neck feels comfy. Palms will kiss, and as you exhale, the hands come into prayer and at our heart space. Inhale, we'll pull our shoulders up towards our ears. Exhale, we'll roll our shoulders away from our ears. Inhale, we'll circle sweep our arms back up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we'll gently begin to release the right fingertips down and extend your body towards that right side. Pull that left shoulder away from your ear. If your elbow is bent for any reason because your shoulder's tender, that's fine. But if you're able to extend actively through the tips of the fingers, relaxing this left shoulder away from your ear, keeping your hip anchored into the earth or on that block. Full belly breath in, full belly breath out. Pressing through your right fingertips, inhale, those arms float back up. And as we exhale, our elbows pull down in this goalpost style or cactus arm style. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, we release the left fingertips down. Keeping that right hip anchored to the earth, extending the body over towards that left side. Same option with the elbow if it's bent because it feels best, that's fine. Otherwise, extend actively towards that left edge, pulling that right shoulder away from your ear, spreading the collarbone nice and wide. This is a great place to already activate the core if you'd like. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, work your way back to center. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, the sternum is high. You retract the shoulder blades towards one another behind your body. And then inhale, those arms reach up. Palms will kiss and our hands come into prayer and at our heart space. Releasing our palms down to the sides, a couple of shrugs with the shoulders and maybe tilting the chin towards the chest. If you're ready to release yourself from the block, know that you can, but if you prefer to stay on the block, stay on that block. Switching the direction, we have our legs crossed. Release the ankles and find it the opposite way. Wiggle the hips side to side, whatever's necessary for your body. On your next inhale, circle sweep those arms back up towards the sky. Our palms kiss, our hands come into prayer as we exhale that breath. Inhale, we'll pull our shoulders up. Exhale, we'll roll our shoulders down. Inhale, we'll circle sweep our arms up. And as we exhale, we'll twist open towards that right side. The right fingertips rest anywhere behind us. The left hand is based at our right thigh. Relax the left shoulder away from your ear. Press through your right fingertips if you can. Reach and extend through the crown of the head. Draw that breath in. Navel connects towards the spine. And then exhale, look over your shoulder if possible. Big inhale here. Big exhale here. On our next breath in, we return back to center. The arms fan up towards the sky. And exhale, we'll twist to that left side. Find that motion, that movement, and then find that stability. Drawing the breath in, the shoulders away from the ears, and then exhale. Taking that gaze over that left shoulder, pressing into the left fingertips. Breathing in through the back portion of your lungs as they expand in all capacities. Letting that breath go. On your next inhale, those arms reach back up towards the sky. Our palms kiss and exhale. Our hands come into prayer and at heart space. We draw that breath in. We accept it with love, compassion. And as you exhale, you send it out with this loving compassion. Allowing the hands to rest at your knees or shin bones, we'll draw a breath in and take our heart towards that top right corner. Circle our heart to that left top corner. Exhale, twirl the back around to that back side of the room. Take these big giant circles in one direction. Pause anywhere it feels right for you. If your circles need to be small, they can be really small so you can stabilize through the sits bones and just allow the core to activate. Switch that direction, whether it's the big giant circles or if it's the smaller circles. If it's the smaller circles, your belly's going to feel almost like you're a belly dancer or somewhat of that kind of formation where the belly is just twirling around. If you prefer the big circles with the shoulders, then you might feel it more through your back. Take one last spin around and then inhale, we'll rise into stillness. Breathe in through your nose here and sigh that breath out. When you're ready, release the crossing of your legs and work your way onto all fours. As we send our feet towards the back of the mat and our palms anchor into the earth, we'll begin to wiggle our hips right side to left side. As we wiggle our hips right side to left side, that breath enters through the nose. And if you need an open mouth sigh, let it go. And if not, Continue that breath work in and out of the nose. Find stillness now, and as we find stillness, allow yourself to curl all 10 toes under. Breathe in through the nose, and as you exhale, you'll slide your hips towards the back, stretching the bottom of our feet. Your fingertips or your hands can walk about 2 inches closer towards your body. Look down at the mat or at your kneecaps. On that inhale, visualize a little rolling of the spine up. And on that exhale, decompress the back, send the little pinky toes out to the edges of the mat. Inhale, roll the toes in, lift the heart slightly. Exhale, roll the blades of your feet out towards the edges of your mat. One more, inhale, roll in, stretch the bottom of the feet. Exhale, roll it out. And then inhale, neutralizing, bringing the toes back in, sending the weight of the body forward. Lift your feet off the mat, a few circles with your ankles in each direction, and then pat the top of your feet a few times back and forth. And then work your way back to stillness. Lifting your left hand off the mat, trace a few circles in each direction with that left hand, maybe even allowing the wrist to bend back and forth. Return that palm down to the mat, lifting that right one now. A few circles in each direction, and then maybe opening and closing back and forth. Release and lower that right palm down, anchoring your body, curling the toes under. The knees are slightly towards one another, or at least maybe a fist width distance, or maybe 1 to 2. On an inhale, drop the belly down, retract the shoulders. Let that breath go here. On your inhale, lift the sternum up, keep that retraction of your shoulders. On your exhale, tops of your feet onto the mat, press the palms into the earth, dome your spine, tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, toes tuck, belly down, retract the shoulders, let the breath go. Inhale, lift it all the way up. Exhale, feet on the mat, dome your spine to cat it up. Inhale when you're ready, cow pose, retraction. Inhale lifts you up. And then exhale, domes the spine to cat it back up. On your next breath in, neutralize that body. As we neutralize the body, the knees are coming close to one another. We're going to go ahead and curl our right toes under. Inhale, extend and straighten that left leg towards the back of the house. As we straighten that left leg towards the back of the house, slide the weight of your body 2 to 3 inches back. Anchor the ball of your foot to the back end of your mat. Take a full breath in, dropping this left hip down. And then exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest. Pull that left hip forward, finding length for your hip flexor. Press through this left heel, sending it back. Continue to breathe in through your nose and out of the nose if possible. On your next inhale, looking towards the top of the mat, slide the weight of the body back forward, lift and float that left foot. Step your left foot over towards your right side. Squeeze your thighs if you'd like, and then exhale. Look over your right shoulder. Relax the left shoulder away from the ear. Find that side body length. Breathe in through your nose once more and out of the nose. On our next breath in, looking towards the top of the mat, sliding this left foot behind us, lifting this left foot once more, press the palms into the earth, extend and straighten your right arm towards the front like you're shaking someone's hand. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, pull the elbow and the knee in towards your midline. If this is too much, keep the palm down and only extend the leg. Otherwise, both the leg and the elbow come in towards midline as we exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale together. We've got one more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it together. And then inhale, we'll extend long. On our next breath in, we'll release the palms, pull that left knee in, wiggle those hips side to side, and then lift that left wrist once more. Release the tension that may have been caused from the anchoring. Place that left palm down when you're ready. Taking your left toes, tucking those left toes under, protract the back so there's strength in your body here. Inhale, extend that right leg back. If your toes are pointed, I encourage you to flex them and feel the hip flexors engage. Draw that breath in. And as you exhale, send the weight back, drop the toes to the back edge of your mat. Once you're there, exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest, rotating this right hip flexor forward, pulling the pelvic floor muscle up and in for a little more strength. One more inhale here and an exhale here. On our next breath in, look towards the top of your mat. Slide the weight forward, lift and float that right leg. Exhale, cross your leg to that left side, squeezing the thighs. Exhale, we look over this left shoulder. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go, shoulders relax, elbows bend. One more inhale and exhale. On our next breath in, return the gaze towards the top of the mat, sliding this right foot behind us, lifting this right leg directly towards the back end. Press into the palms, especially if you're caving your body down. Bring it all in. Take that left arm forward, full belly breath in, and then exhale, pull the elbow and the knee in towards our midline. Inhale, flex the foot, extend the arm. Exhale, point the toes, bring the knee close to the midline. Inhale, reach. Exhale together. Last time. Inhale, we expand. Exhale, we pull it in. And then inhale, expanding. Exhale, palm down. Pull that right knee in. Wiggle the hips side to side. Lift that right wrist to release that wrist. And then plant those palms down. As we plant the palms down, tucking your toes under, the hips can slide back. This time you're lifting the kneecaps and exhaling into a downward facing dog. As we come into our downward facing dog, go ahead and march or paddle your feet out. And if there's any discomfort in your shoulders today, you're welcome to stay in tabletop, or you're welcome to come down onto those forearms and lift the hips up instead. So this is your modification pose in downward facing dog, or that inverted V. If this doesn't feel comfortable, know that you can return back into that downward facing dog. Take a full breath in regardless of what you're choosing to do today, and let that breath go. Find stillness as you iron your back flat. Relax the head heavy, pull the shoulders away from your ears, and then activate the quads. One more inhale here, and another exhale here. On your next breath in, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, begin to walk or step your feet in between those thumbs as you exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, we'll lift up halfway, a flat back, also known as Ardha Uttanasana, Ardha meaning half. Exhale, fold it all the way back down. Fingertips can release down to the ground, top of your feet or sides of the legs. Heel toe your feet hip width distance apart, or maybe even further today. Grab those elbows. If you can see the top edge of the mat, then I want you to tuck your chin towards your chest and allow yourself to look in between your legs instead. Go ahead and begin to sway your body from the right side to the left side. Visualize a beautiful breeze just moving back and forth. Full inhale here as the belly expands. Big exhale here as the belly decompresses. Working your way back to center, release your fingertips down to the ground. Heel toe your feet all the way back towards center, and then a soft bend of the knees, and we'll inhale, reverse, and rise. Your hands can slide along the thighs, or if you prefer, circle sweep them up towards the sky. Take that gaze up, our palms kiss, and then exhale, the hands come into prayer and at our heart space. Breath in through the nose. And exhale, sigh the breath out, release the palms to the sides, roll those shoulders back and down. Go ahead and take a peek at your toes, spread those toes out nice and wide. So expand them like a star, and then start to draw pinky toe, the next toe, the following, until we get to our big toe. Once you feel anchored here, soft bend of your knees, lift the heels up 2 inches. Lower the heels down those 2 inches. Lift the heels up 2 inches. Lower the heels down 2 inches. One last time. We're just finding our grounding here and strengthening our ankles. Lower the heels. Inhale, straighten tall. This time, float the toes. Shift the weight to the heels. Exhale, drop the toes down. Shift the weight towards the heels, lifting those toes. Exhale, lower them down. Once more. Send the weight to the heels, lift the toes, and then exhale, spread the toes, release them down. On our next inhale, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the heads of your elbows down, hugging the ribs together. Inhale, you reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms down on the ground. Take your time as you step back with that left foot. Lower the left knee down to the mat. Align this right knee with the right ankle. And then fan your hands back, and on your inhale, lift it all the way up into that low lunge. As we come into that low lunge, you're breathing in. And as you exhale, you're pulling your elbows to cactus arm style or a W, lifting your heart up, stretching that left hip flexor. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, our hands come to our quad. As we release the hands to the quad, we roll our shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in through your nose. And exhale, begin to send the hips a little bit lower. Now go ahead and take your time as you look over your right shoulder. As you look over that right shoulder, you're still lengthening through the side body. On our next inhale, we'll begin to look back towards center or the front of our room. Our arms are going to circle sweep up. Our palms are going to kiss. We'll interlace our fingers and we'll bend the elbows to the east and to the west. As we bend the elbows to the east and to the west, open those butterfly arms. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Neutralize that spine. Inhale, those arms free up. Exhale, the hands come down. They frame that front foot. Take your left foot today. Spin the left toes over towards your right edge. Walk your right hand towards that top left corner, aligning your knee and your hip on this right side. Think of downward facing dog arms. So the palms expand and exhale, bow down only to what your body permits today. Take that full breath in here. Let that breath go. You've got one more just like that, and you're letting that breath go. On your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back towards center. As you walk them back towards center, cartwheel and rise up into what is known as on the ground, warrior two. So cartwheel and rise up. Allow yourself to look just beyond your right peace fingers. You have that anchoring, that stability. Use a cushion for your left knee if you need it. Drop your back hand down, flip that right palm, extend your heart just about an inch, and then reverse as you breathe in. Take a breath in here, and then exhale, extended side angles. So bending this right elbow, placing it on that right thigh. Inhale, circle sweep, and open your heart as you extend that left arm up. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Shoulders retract. One more inhale. And that exhale. On your next inhale, reverse. Left palm to the back, right thumb extends back. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your right foot. Return that left leg behind you. Tuck the left toes. Slide that right foot to the back of the mat as you exhale in downward facing dog. March or paddle your feet out, breathing in fully. Letting that breath go. And then on our inhale, we roll into our plank, onto our knees. As we come to the knees, the elbows tuck in. If you're working on your core, stay off those knees if possible. Protract those shoulders, elbows in. We lower our frame all the way down. Tops of the feet rest on the mat. Slide them out if you need to for back comfortable mobility, or keep them tight. Fingertips out to the edges or beyond your mat. Hug the elbows in, and then inhale, lift your chest, maybe an inch, maybe 5. Full inhale here. Full exhale as we release down. Inhale, lift it up. Can be low. Exhale, right shoulder down, look to the left. Inhale, work your way back to center. Exhale, drop that left shoulder down, look over towards your right. Inhale, work your way back to center. We'll do that one more time. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lifting up, and if your fingertips are tired, you can use the palms. Drop that right shoulder down, look to the left. Inhale, lifting up, shoulders pull away from the ears. Exhale, left shoulder down, looking to the right. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, release your frame down. Slide your hands back down to your breastbone, tuck the elbows in. Bring those toes close towards one another. On our knees, plank pose. Tops of the feet onto the mat. Exhale, child's pose. Sliding the hips towards the heels, extending those arms forward. Bowing your chest in between the thighs as you send those thighs out a little bit wider, or keeping those thighs tight and narrow and resting your belly on the thighs. Full breath in here. Full breath out here. Another full belly breath in. Big giant breath out. Take a quick scan. Notice what's going on, the temperature of your room, where your tongue's at the features of your face, or squeeze. Can you soften them? Only when you're ready on that next inhale, rise up into your tabletop. From your tabletop, tucking the toes, lifting the knees, sending the hips up. Exhale into that downward facing dog. Straighten those legs when you're ready or march the feet out. On your next inhale, lifting the heels, bending those knees. Two options, either walking your feet towards your hands, or if you need to for mobility, walking your hands towards your feet. Either or, we're forward folding regardless. Exhale at the top as we fold. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, folding it back down. And then inhale, reverse and rise all the way up. Fan those arms out and up. Exhale, palm kiss, hands come into prayer and at our heart space. Inhale, the shoulders roll up. Exhale, our shoulders roll down. Inhale, we circle sweep our arms up. Grab your right wrist this time with the left hand. Drop the shoulders down, breath in, and then exhale, lean your body over towards this left side. If you've caved the shoulder down, just open that elbow up a little bit more on your right side. Gaze anywhere down from the ground up towards your right elbow. One more breath here. Big release here. Inhale, we come back to center. Switch that grip out now. And exhale over towards our right side. If you're kicking the hip out too far, use your core strength here. Full belly breath in. Full belly breath out. Inhale, we return to center. The arms extend up. Exhale, elbows pull down. We cinch the ribs together. Inhale, those arms reach up. If you're at the back of your mat, come to the top. Exhale, forward fold. Plant those palms down on the ground. Anchoring through your left foot, taking your right foot back. Drop that right knee down to the ground. Top of the foot presses into the earth. Hands slide back. Inhale, we lift it all the way up. Reach nice and tall. Biceps are in line with the ears. If this is too much, release your hands down to your hips. One more breath here. And then exhale, heads of your elbows pull down. Hug your left hip back so that that right one is in line. Engage the core here if you'd like. Take one more inhale. Another exhale. And then inhale, those arms reach up. Palms come towards this left thigh. Breathe in as we relax our shoulders, and then exhale. Send the weight of your body slightly forward. One more inhale here. Relax and release as you let that breath go. On our next breath in, send the weight towards the back. Sweep those arms up towards the sky. Palms kiss, interlace the opposite grip. So if you're used to right thumb over left, switch it out. Flip those palms and bring the hands behind the head. Take a breath in here, elbows opening up, lifting through the crown. If you'd like, as you take this next inhale, lunge forward, open your heart, squeeze the bum, squeeze the thighs for back protection. One more inhale, one more exhale. On your next breath in, neutralize, extend those arms up. As we exhale, bring your hands to frame that left foot. When you're ready, go ahead and spin the right foot over towards that right edge. Align this left hip with the left femur. Bringing your hands over to this top right side. Take a breath in. And then exhale, bow it down into that downward facing dog variation with your arms and that stance with warrior two on the lower portion of your body, but on those knees. One more inhale here, hollowing out the armpits. Exhale, you release. Inhale, begin to lift your head. Walk your fingertips towards your body. Cartwheel the arms open as you inhale into warrior two on the earth. Top of your foot can be on the mat, or you can curl those right toes, whichever is most comfortable for you. Look at your knee. Is it in line with the hip, or has the knee collapsed? If it's collapsed, align it. Let yourself anchor through the ball of the foot, big toe, little toe, and strength through this knee. Arms are out. Your gaze is just beyond your peace fingers. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go. Drop that right hand down, flip that left palm, send the weight just about an inch forward, and then inhale, reverse it. If this is too much, hand on your hip. As the hand rests on the hip on that right side, you're lifting the fingertips up, but rolling that shoulder down. One more inhale here, and then exhale, extended side angle as we bend this left elbow. Cartwheel and sweep that right arm up towards the sky. If your shoulder is twisted towards midline, rotate and retract back. Another breath here. Letting that breath go. One more inhale. We let that breath go. On our next inhale, reverse that warrior. So drop that right hand down, cartwheel, and lift that left arm up. Inhale through the nose, exhale, cartwheel the hands to frame that front foot, spinning your right toes directly behind you, lifting that right knee. When you're comfortable, take your left foot, step it back. As we step that left foot back, go ahead and march the feet out, bend that right knee, straighten the left. Another breath in, and then exhale, you find stillness in downward dog. Inhale, we begin to lift the heels and roll our body forward. If you prefer to stay here and get that core strength, don't release the knees down to the mat. Otherwise, drop the knees to the mat. Pull your shoulders back, hug those elbows in, and then exhale, we lower all the way down. So we lower all the way down. We hug the elbows into the body, press the tops of the feet into the mat, and only when your neck feels strong and your back feels protected, you lift the frame up. If this is too much for you, forearms down on the mat, take Sphinx pose instead. This might be more comforting because you're able to anchor the body. If you're still in that cobra-like position, now float the fingertips off the mat. We're all about to regroup together, so draw your breath in, knit the ribs together, and then exhale, we release and lower. Tucking those toes on our knees, inhale, come into plank on the knees, and then exhale, child's pose. Hips go back, knees go right, wide, and we bow it down. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out of your nose. 2 more inhales here, and letting that breath go. 1 more big belly breath in, and we let that breath go. As we take our next inhale, we rise back up into that tabletop position. And as we return to tabletop position, we'll take 3 rounds of cat-cows. Tuck the toes under, drop the belly down, retracting the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest up. We're going to take it roller coaster style. So tops of the feet onto the mat, dome your spine. Send the hips towards the heels, teaser. And then inhale, bend those elbows, anchor them to the mat. Slither your body forward, retract the shoulders right here. And then inhale, lift it up. Exhale, dome your spine, pressing the hips towards the back of the room. Inhale, elbows bend, retract the shoulders, especially when you feel yourself lift the elbows off the mat and lift it up. And then exhale, last time. And then inhale, we rise back up into that tabletop position. Knees can come back together if they separated too far. Wiggle or shimmy the hips from right side to left side. Tucking the toes, lifting those knees. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go. If you feel your ears growing, shoulders, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lifting the heels, bending those knees, either walking forward or walking back. We're taking an exhale for our forward fold. Inhale, we lift it up halfway, a flat back. And exhale, we melt it all the way back down. Either allowing your big toes to kiss, separating your heels about 3 fingers apart. You'll begin to bend those knees and drop the hips down. If you prefer to take your fists and let the balls of your feet dictate that length, a fist apart, anchor through your big toe, little toe, send the weight to the heels. We're all sitting the hips low, bringing our hands into prayer. Inhale, we rise up for chair. If you took the toes together, press through the edges of your thigh. If you took the fist distance apart, press through the edges of the thighs and then squeeze through the inner thighs. Regardless of where you're at, the hands are still at prayer. The shoulders are away from the ears. The navel is supporting us. Take a breath in here. And as we exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sit the hips low, take that breath in, sit the hips low as you exhale. Inhale, chair pose. This time those arms can extend up. As always, if your shoulders are tight and tender, just bring your hands into prayer or your hands at your hips. Take a full breath in regardless of where you're at. And then exhale, bow it down. Drop the hips low, sit the body down. Inhale, lift it up. You've got 2 more. This time your exhale, folding forward, bowing the body down. Bending those knees, hips go down. Inhale, we flow, lift up. Exhale, we bow down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale down. On our next breath in, we'll lift and rise, sliding those palms along the thighs up to the sky. Full breath in, palms kiss. Exhale, hands into prayer and at our heart space. If you walk to the back of your mat, come to the top of your mat now. If you're at the top of the mat, inhale, we all circle sweep our arms up. Exhale, we pull the heads of the elbows down. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, we forward fold, releasing the palms down to the mat. Take your left foot, step it back, spin that left foot for warrior two. You can bring your right hand to your knee or your thigh actually, and then inhale, cartwheel and rise up for warrior two. So the modification is to anchor your body and then extend the arms. Otherwise, it may look like a cartwheel rising up or a windmill. Sit into the hip, so allow the right hip to drop down. Bring your thighs together to magnetize them. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe in fully. Soften the gaze just beyond your peace fingers. Back hand down, flipping that right palm maybe just a quarter inch forward, and then inhale, high five that back wall. Full breath in here. Exhale, our extended side angle, we bend the elbow. Drop the thigh, dropping it down to the thigh. Inhale, cartwheel and open the heart, spin. If you've collapsed, lift up. If this is too much, maybe place your right hand on your thigh instead. Take a breath in. Let that breath go. Inhale, we reverse it. And then exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands to frame our front foot. Pop that back heel off the earth. Take your time as you slide, slide, slide this right leg to the back, and you exhale into downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go. Inhale, we'll lift our heels, we'll bend our knees, we'll begin to walk or step our feet forward or to the back as we exhale for the fold. Inhale, we'll rise up halfway. Exhale, we'll take it down. Inhale, we'll reverse and rise all the way up. Palms are gonna kiss, hands come into prayer and at our heart space. Take a moment here for yourself, closing those eyes, grounding through the soles of the feet, returning to the intention, our centering thought, or our mantra. I am receptive and open in the present moment. Repeat it as many times as you'd like, or create your own. As you take your next breath in, begin to blink those eyes open, and as you exhale, release the palms to your sides. The palms come down to the sides. Anchor through the sole of your left foot. As you anchor through that left foot, inhale, lift that right heel off the mat. Lift that right knee up. You're just gonna tap the toe, lift the toe, finding that balance. 2 more times. And then after that 3rd time, keep the knee up. As you keep that knee up, bring your right hand, grab that right inner thigh, curl the knee in towards, curl the heel, in towards your thigh, rotate open. Start to drop the toes down for our first phase of tree. Or maybe our little seedling has grown, and so you bring the sole of the foot to the calf on that left portion. Maybe your seedling has grown even taller, so you're able to anchor the sole of the foot close to that left growing area, compressing it. So it's like you're pushing one another into a firm kiss, but finding stability in the middle. Make sure you're nowhere on the knee joint. If you need to drop it down, drop it down. Float your tree branches anywhere you'd like. Gaze anywhere you feel good. Float if you prefer. Hands are anywhere you're happy. 1 more breath here. Let that breath go. Releasing our tree. Allow this right hand to assist the right leg down. Give that left foot some love. As you give that left foot love, I want you to take your feet out a little bit wide. As you take your feet out a little bit wide, taking your right hip over towards that right side, exhale, roll it around to the back, over to the left, bring it towards the front. Taking it back, bending at the hips, taking it forward. 1 more time around. And then rise tall. Switch it out. Breathe in, knit the ribs, firm belly button, pelvic floor engaged. Exhale. Take it towards that left side, around towards the back right side. Inhale, we come forward. Let this circle be as soft, as fluid for your body as possible. If you need to bend the knees or if you want the little circle, that's okay too. Finalize that last circle around, and then inhale, find that tall spine. Release your hands down to your side, walk your feet back towards one another. Tree pose on the opposite side. So anchor through that left foot. And when you anchor, my suggestion or recommendation is don't hyperextend the knee back by pushing it. So instead, think of activating your quad so it lifts up and it protects your kneecap. All on your breath in time, arms anywhere or at your hips or arms out. Solidify the stance through that right foot. Inhale, lift that left heel off the ground. Tap the toe down, exhale it up. Inhale down, exhale up. Last time, lifting it up. From here, grabbing the inner thigh of that left leg, begin to spin the hip open. If your whole body went with you, that means you've gone too far. So reverse, so bring that car back into neutral. Begin to lower the toes down, planting your seed, ball of the foot, down on the ground, heel is at your ankle. Maybe it's grown. Notice if you're hyperextending your right knee or if you have that protection by activating the quad. Perhaps it's that third phase, and sometimes you need assistance, so give yourself permission to assist and know if this isn't right, to come back down where it is appropriate today in this present moment. I am open and receptive in the present moment. One more inhale here. And then we'll exhale. Slowly begin to release. Assist the leg down with the left hand. Lift that right ankle and allow your right ankle to twirl back and forth. If you're at the back of your mat, walk to the top of your mat. On your next inhale, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, forward fold. Release the palms down on the mat. Stepping back with your right foot, rotate and spin the blade of your foot perpendicular to the mat. Same two options, either using your left hand on that thigh for warrior two or windmill open. Let yourself find the stance here. Shorten it if you need. Take a breath in, just like you had your knee on the mat before. Now you've got the blade of your foot into the mat. Drop that right hand down, flip that left palm, reach about a 1/4 inch, pull the shoulder away from the ear. Inhale, reverse that warrior. Feel all your power, your strength. And then exhale, extended side angle, bending that left elbow, resting it on the thigh. Inhale, cartwheel and reach that right arm up. No colliding or collapsing, instead lift light. Feel light, feel empowered. Take another breath here. Let that breath go. And then inhale, cartwheel the hands back, high five that back wall with your left hand. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame that front foot. Take your time as you slide or step your left foot to the back of the mat in downward facing dog. Inhale, we'll roll into plank. On or off your knees, always your option, elbows in. And exhale, we lower it all the way down. A little baby cobra if you'd like, a little sphinx pose if you prefer, or even that upward facing dog where the tops of the feet are on the mat, the thighs have lifted up, and the palms anchor us as well. Whichever you went with, it's the right decision. All on your breath and time, lowering back down. So we lower down. We're taking our right ear down on the mat. As our right ear comes down on the mat, we'll bend those knees and windshield wiper our legs right side to left side. Come back to center. As we return to center, extend those legs. Now bring your forehead down to the mat. Bring your arms to your sides, narrow legs or wider legs if your back is tender. On an inhale, press the tops of the feet into the mat, lift the kneecaps up slightly, and then lift your forehead off the mat. Once you've lifted your forehead off the mat, maybe 1 inch, 2 inches, then can you pull the shoulders up to help lift you a little bit more? This is definitely working the core. This is definitely strengthening our back. You've got one more breath in, and then exhale, we lower down. Those hands come back towards cactus arms or cliff diver, and then we'll bend those knees, windshield wiper, right side to left side. Come back to center, extend the legs. Arms to our sides. They can touch our thighs or the palms can point up unless you prefer palms down, thumbs out. On an inhale, imagine breaking the spine of a book. This time you're lifting the head and the legs up at the same time. Once you have your balance, maybe you float the fingertips off the mat. If your legs are wider, just try to keep that alignment as best as you can. One more inhale here. And then exhale, we drop it all down. Our left temple, left side of the body releases. Our hands can come into cactus formation. And we'll bend those knees as we sway right side to left side. Working your way back to center. Last one. You have another option here. Actually, you have three. So you can go back into that locust pose. And you'll take one, maybe three inhales all on your own if you'd like. Or if you prefer, I like to call this one my skydiver. Sometimes this feels better for me than that bow pose. So the third option is bow pose. If this is not acceptable or accessible, I shouldn't say acceptable, accessible today, just let your feet rest like you're holding a tray. Let your arms stay cactus formation. And then as we inhale, lift your head. As you lift the head, now float the arms. Visualize yourself in the wind. Now lift the knees if you can. And if not, keep the knees down and just lift through the chest. As you lift through the chest, you're retracting those shoulders. So think of those cat-cows that we always talk about, retraction of the shoulders. One more inhale here. And then exhale, we release it down. Right ear, left ear, or the forehead down on the mat. Long legs or windshield wiper and bend from right side to left side. On our next breath in, we'll extend those legs, walk our knees back towards one another, slide our palms by our breastbones, lift our body up into that tabletop position. Before you do anything, just decompress the low spine. Breathe in through the nose, wiggling the hips right side to left side. If you'd like a round or two of cat-cows or even barrel rolls, even that figure 8, any variation. Then you'll work your way into tabletop and exhale into that child's pose. As you work your way into that child's pose, sinking the hips back, breathing in, letting that breath go. If your forehead is not resting on the mat today, stack your fist. Rest your forehead on the stacked fist. If you prefer to slide those arms down to your sides because your shoulders are tender or you're ready just for something different, that's okay too. Another breath in and a breath out. Releasing this child's pose, working our way onto hands and knees, and then working our way so that we bring our bottom down to the mat. So we bring our bottom down to the mat. Keep your knees bent in a little teepee or triangle position. Lifting up tall through our spine, relaxing the shoulders away from our ears, breathing in through the nose. Hands can wrap around the hammies as well. We'll exhale, dome that spine, pushing out of the vertebrae. Inhale, you'll lift up using those arms to guide your heart forward. Exhale, rounding it out. One more. Inhale, we lift high and prideful. Exhale, we soothe ourselves by tucking in. And then inhale, neutral. Fingertips anchor into the ground. We work our way onto our back. Guide your knees in towards your body. As you guide those knees in towards your body, you can rock from right side to left side, or if you prefer, soles of the feet down on the mat, knees together, and then sway those legs. There's no incorrect way unless it hurts. And that would give you the signal to change what you're doing, to listen to that inner voice, that teacher that resides within you. Once you're ready, heel toe your feet back together or release the soles of the feet down to the mat. We'll inhale, lift the right leg and cross that right ankle over that left quad. Letting gravity drop this right knee. We'll thread the needle. Triangle window is for our right hand. The outside edge of our left thigh is for that left hand. Interlacing the fingers, flexing the right toes. Breathing in through your nose and out of the nose. One more inhale here. And an exhale here. Releasing the interlacing, lowering the sole of our left foot down. We'll inhale, extend that right leg up, and then exhale, pull that right knee in towards our belly, wrap our fingertips around our shin bone, and then inhale, lengthen and straighten your left leg towards the top of the mat. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go. If you need strength, engage the pelvic floor muscle and inhale. Lift the left heel off the ground as you flex the foot or point your toes up. Pull the quad up and in. Reach through the heel. One more breath here. And then we'll exhale, lower it down. On our inhale, we'll extend and lift that left leg up. Exhale, bend the left knee in towards your body. Rock side to side. Lowering the sole of our right foot. Inhale, our left leg goes up. We cross that left ankle over for figure four on the opposite side. Let your hips adjust. And only when it feels right for you, lift the sole of your right foot off the ground. Left hand through your triangle window. Right hand on the outside edge of our right thigh. Once more, flexing the right toes for protection of our knee. Let the tailbone drop down. Tune into the sound of your breath. Perhaps you need a big cleansing breath in and an open mouth sigh to release, or maybe you're content with hearing that oceanic sound as you breathe in and out of your nose. Taking two more inhales here. One more inhale here. You'll begin to release. As you release, lowering the sole of your right foot down. Inhale, that left leg goes up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, that left knee comes towards our body. We wrap our hands around the shin bone. So we wrap the hands around the shin bone. You're welcome to inhale, extend and lengthen that right leg. The exhale can release the heel down, or you can keep it lifted up as you inhale. One more inhale here, and we let that breath go. On our next breath in, extend and lift that right leg up, bend the right knee in towards the chest, separate the legs so that the knees come towards our armpits, and then take that happy baby as you grab the blades of your toes. Gently rock from right side to left side. Working your way back to center, releasing the legs go up nice and long. Breath in here. Breath out here. Bringing those knees at a 90-degree angle, so not tucking them in, but bending those knees at that 90-degree angle, arms cactus or T. Draw a breath in. And as you exhale, release the knees over towards your right side. Maybe come into fetal position and then extend and open the heart, looking over towards this left side. If this is too much for you, instead of having your legs hovering, take a block, take your bolster or a pillow, and rest the knees comfortably on that support instead. So you have that option. Take another breath in. Let that breath go. On your next inhale, return to center. You'll switch it out to the opposite side. So if you don't have that block, it can be a blanket or a pillow. Breathe in and then exhale. Those knees release to the left. It's more supportive. It's more restorative. As we dwindle down in this restful state, you're beginning to feel more calm, Inhale, we return back to center. Give yourself a squeeze as you exhale, and then inhale, finding our final resting place as our legs extend towards the top of the mat. Shoulders relax away from our ears, and we bring our palms to our side. If you feel comfortable and you have a blanket, pillow, you're welcome to place that on top of your abdomen or at your hips for additional support and grounding. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and then find stillness in your body. Relaxing the features of your face. You'll let go of the breath. Any part of your frame feels tight, tense. Allow yourself to be comfortable here. Become one with the breath, the mind, body, spirit, and our emotions. Deciding if you'd like to stay here longer, or if you're ready to inhale through the nose, bringing that awareness to your body, sighing that breath out. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, wrists, and then ankles. Awaken the neck and the spine as you roll your head from the right side to the left side. If you happen to have something on your abdomen, you're welcome to remove it now, or inhale, extending those arms over your head, taking that big morning stretch as your toes come together, arching the spine if it feels appropriate. And as you exhale, slide those hands down to your sides, release whatever may be resting on your belly. Bend those knees. As you bend those knees, release the hips and roll side to side. Take your time as you begin to send the knees over towards the right, resting your head on that right side. Again, as we rise up, eyes can remain closed if possible, or flutter them open. As you come into this comfortable seated position, take a breath in and then bring your hands into prayer and at heart space. Let that breath go when you're ready. Bowing to each other, to ourselves, and to our journey we've shared. The divine in me salutes, honors, and recognizes the divine love and light in each of you. May you continue to find yourself acceptive, receptive in the present moment. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for being here this morning.